Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Bannock. My name is Jeanette Bruce, and I'm the program coordinator at Whistler Public Library. I'm really delighted to be here today with Rilla Sampson. And before we go any further, I would, of course, like to express my gratitude that we are able to gather today, virtually, of course, on the shared unceded territories of the Squamish Nation and the Lilwat Nation. We are so lucky to live, work, and play on these territories. And of course, as I say every time, to have a center like the SLCC in our community. It's incredible. It's really one of a kind. So we're so lucky. Now, okay, so we're here today with Rilla, and for those of you who have been tuning in to these episodes, you know the drill. We're going to take a little trip with Rilla through her career at the SLCC. But Rilla, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. Kakwa. My name is Rilla. I come from the Lilwat Nation and the Nakwakwa Nation, which is part of the Stratlium territory. I work here at the Squamish Lilwat Culture Center as the accounting coordinator.
Thank you so much for being here today, Rilla, and for chatting with me. I was trying to remember. I believe I first met you during the Indigenous Canada MOOC, maybe
Yes.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know where that time has gone, but but let's take a trip back, way back to 2012, I believe.
Yeah.
So like many of our other guests, you were also an Indigenous Youth Ambassador. Can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah. So in June of 2012, my family and I, we moved from Vancouver Island back into the Lilwat Nation. And I basically moved for the program. I had a lot of family and a lot of friends tell me about the program and said I should do it. So we moved back home to do it. And it was really a great experience for me. I grew up in the nation and learning some of the language and our traditional songs and dances, but being able to share that and educate people who are coming to Whistler, who are coming to maybe learn a little bit about our nations. So it was great.
You mentioned that you were in the same cohort as Moody, is that right?
Yes. Yeah, we
Awesome.
started at the same time.
Nice. Any other staff that were in the program around the same time as you?
Beth.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she was in our program.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And of course, we know now that really the IYAs get to try a little bit of everything while you're doing your program. Was there any favorite part for you?
I think doing the guided tours. Mm-hmm. When I did the program, my first day in Chinookan, sorry. Mm-hmm. So Bill, I was paired up with him for the day, and he said, "I'll do the first tour and you'll do the second tour." Mm-hmm. I was so nervous. I was so scared, but he was like, "Okay, your turn. It's your turn to do the tour." And I did it. And I was actually pretty surprised that I did. I was really nervous. And he was like, "You did well. Just slow down a bit, because when you're nervous, you talk fast." And for the rest of the summer, I spent most of my time doing tours. And it was a busy time because we had a lot of the breakfasts and the barbecues that summer.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one who talks a mile a minute when I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And obviously you must have had a good teacher if you were able to dive in so quickly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, I feel like the last time I did a tour, I'm trying to remember because I think it was as far back as 2019 when my parents were visiting and Redmond was our host. And I get the impression that you guys kind of personalize the tours a little bit to your sort of experience or knowledge. Is that true?
Yeah, I think it's one of the best parts of being able to do a tour and being able to walk into the center and maybe having a different tour guide every time to get a little bit of a different experience, because each tour guide has grown up a different way or has learned more things in one area than the other, and they can kind of give you their life experience as well.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So that was the IYA program. That's how you sort of got your start at the center. And when you graduated, is graduated the right word?
Yeah.
From the program? When you graduated, what did you continue at the SLCC right away, or what was your next step?
I did. I was lucky enough to stay on as the cultural ambassador of doing tours. When it kind of goes into the winter season, people think we're kind of busy all year round. But it kind of slows down. So I kind of moved into more of an event liaison. So kind of helping manage some of the weddings and the larger corporate events that were coming through. And I kind of stayed in that for a while. I have kids, so I kind of had to back up and be home more with them and take care of them. So I asked for a different role, and some opportunity came up in the office, and I've been in the office since.
Nice. It sounds like the organization was really supportive of you, sharing your time between family time and work time.
Slcc has been amazing with helping me grow, not only in my area of business, but throughout my life as well.
Nice. So we find you now as accounting coordinator. Am I correct?
Yes.
So can you tell us what that means? What's involved in your position?
So the accounting coordinator, I kind of deal with a lot of the cash coming in and going out of the center, as well as payroll. So from day to day, I'm either accepting invoices, sending out invoices, or making sure that the cash flow in the center is doing well. But I've been really lucky to have two great mentors in the finance area of the center. So I've been learning a lot.
Oh, that's awesome. So these were, my cat's coming. Come on, Buster. So two mentors within your, colleagues of yours that helped you out?
Yes. So that was
awesome.
Larry Jung, who worked in our finance department, and now Nazrina Hattibo.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So some support built into the team, but you mentioned to me beforehand that you've also done a little bit of training in this area outside.
Part of my job and everything has a lot to do, well, obviously accounting and stuff like that, but I really wanted to push forward and get education to match what my job title is. So the Chisel Learning Center up in Mount Currie was really supportive of that. So I did a certificate of business administration through Capilano University, and I'm currently just finishing up my first year of BCIT. Yeah.
Nice. And so you're able to kind of juggle these training opportunities with your work at the center. And so is it sort of 50-50, half work, half training? What does your sort of week look like, shall we say?
I work 3 days a week at the center, and so part-time, full-time. And I was working about 1 or 2 courses per semester. So it all balanced out really nice for me, actually.
And well, I know COVID happened, of course, is still happening. But were you going to Tazil for classes when you were doing that course, or was it virtual or some combination?
I was for the first one, but now it's all been online at home.
And BCIT too as well?
Yeah.
That must be very interesting with kids at home.
It is. It's sometimes hard to find a quiet place to get it done, but they were really supportive of it. And I think just seeing mom doing her work and understanding that she's working towards a goal as well, it's important for them.
For sure. I'm just going to check over on Facebook. We have some comments from some friends. And folks, if you're watching on Facebook, you can also ask questions if you want. No hard balls, but you're welcome to ask a question for Rilla if you have one. But thank you to everybody who's tuning in. There's just a lot happening in my background today. So we know what an accounting coordinator does. Can you tell us what a typical day would look like for you at the SLCC?
Yeah, it's coming in, making sure that all of our tills and everybody have what they need to start the day, making sure that we're having that cash flow coming in, so sorting out that and dealing with that. But I also have a lot of invoices to make sure that our operations is running well and getting everyone paid, and payroll. I have to do a lot of that and making sure that everyone is making sure that everyone has what they need so that the business can be successful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's just occurred to me, how many, and if you don't know the number off the top of your head, it's okay. How many employees are there at the SLCC?
There's about 25 to 30 of them.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you've got your hands full.
Yeah.
And
that's the slower part. So dealing when it's a busy season, it's could get pretty high.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's, yes, I can imagine you get very busy, very busy. Well, that's great. So, never a dull moment. And you mentioned to me that really you haven't been able to do much remote work because accounting kind of has to happen on
Yeah.
site. What has that been like during COVID? Because obviously you guys were closed for a few stretches over the past year. What's it been like for you?
When I came back to work, our COVID safety plan was pretty on point. So there wasn't very many of us in the building when we were allowed to come in. And so it was kind of, some days it would be just me, but it was kind of nice to come in and get everything done when I needed to get it done.
Mm-hmm. So you made it work.
Yeah.
I honestly feel the same way working from home. The only person here to distract me most times is my cat. So I can be very productive. And then sometimes I have people walking by in the background as well. Okay, well, Rilla, the other thing that I've been asking your colleagues in these episodes is, what does life look like outside of work? So, what are your passions or hobbies, or how do you spend your weekends? Or so, who is Rilla outside of work?
Rilla's a mom. I spend most of my time organizing, getting my kids sports and events dealt with and making sure they have rides to go to what they need to do. But on my downtime, I like to eat. So I like to eat things and just spend my time doing crafting with my kids. Anna's really good at it, and she was doing earrings for the Christmas fair that we kind of had here. So, but when that was canceled, Heather Paul actually stepped up and she was like, I'm going to get these earrings sold. So all of Hannah's earrings sold out, but the gift shop's kind of bugging us saying we should start selling them here as well. So we might do that.
Cool. I fully endorse that. I love that. And did you always bead? Like, did you bead when you were a kid, or is that something you've taken up as an adult?
Not so much when I was a child, but in my teen years, I kind of picked it up and started learning. And it's just something I like to do in my quiet time to ground myself, and just a little activity I can do with the kids.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's kind of meditative.
It is.
Maybe not with the kids around. I don't know. And I wonder, is beading traditional to the Lilwat Nation, or is it just something that you became interested in?
I think traditionally it might not have been, but we did have a lot of trading going on back then. So there was beaded adornments added to our regalias and stuff like that.
Cool. Nice. Now, you did mention to me that a couple of your kids are doing immersion programs where they're learning the Lilwat language.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that and like how that experience has been for you?
Yeah, for sure. When we moved here and back home in 2012, I had two older kids who started school who didn't go into the immersion program, but when the younger ones were old enough, we sent them to the program. And at the time, they were only going 4 years, so up until grade 2. And then they would continue on in like a public type school like area where they're learning English. But after that, they decided to extend it. So they extended it to grade 7. So the school actually offers immersion from nursery to grade 7. So I have one child in nursery, not nursery, immersion grade 6 and immersion grade 5. And they absolutely love it. They do come home and we get to learn little things when we're doing our day-to-day life. They'll be like, oh, I know a word for that. So they'll be able to teach me. I can do simple commands and, kind of carry on the short conversation with them, but to hear and see them excel and learn so many different words and traditions is amazing to me.
I was going to say no more kids in nursery, thank goodness.
Yeah. No.
They've all aged out of that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, so you knew a few basic terms
Yeah.
before your kids started learning. Who did you learn those terms from?
Well, I attended the Hickville Community School and I
Hmm.
graduated from there, and language has always been an important part
Hmm.
of the school curriculum. So I learned most of it from there.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. That's great. I mean, when it comes to learning a language, any language, I
Yeah.
suppose, it's amazing how much more elastic kids' brains are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it would be great to be able to learn from them and have them also practice with each other.
Yeah, it's amazing to hear. I encourage them that when they're talking to each other to try and speak in the language.
Hmm.
And I was saying before that we're lucky enough that they have cousins in the
Hmm.
program with them, so that when they're hanging out, I'd be like, you can speak in Okhumich, you don't need to speak English.
Hmm.
And I think Hannah and Hallie, my daughters, get a kick out of it because they'll sometimes speak in the language where I have no idea what they're saying to each other.
Yes, that I'm sure that's an added bonus
Yeah.
for them. That's awesome. Well, Rilla, before we go today, I wanted to make sure that you and I talk about um, what's going on at the center these days, because of course, the SLCC has reopened.
Yes.
And we want to make sure that everybody watching, hi, hello, everybody. This message is for you. We want to make sure that everybody who is in our region for the time being pops into the center. So, can you remind us of the hours that you guys are open and what people can do when they visit?
Yeah, for sure. So the Squamish Culture Center is open from Thursday to Sunday from 9 to 5. The Thunderbird Cafe is open from Thursday to Sunday from 9 till 4 p.m. So they close a bit earlier for cleanup. You can visit the gift shop, take a guided tour. The tours are limited, so you need to sign up when you come in. And for Father's Day, just before the Indigenous Peoples Day, the center will be having a drum circle at 11 a.m. and that'll be led by Redmond.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on at 1 o'clock, the spiritual warriors will be performing live here at the center.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you can come and watch them here or join the live stream. I believe you can find the link at slcc.ca.
Awesome.
And for an added bonus on National Indigenous Peoples Day, the center will be open from 10 till 5 as well.
Great. Wow, I can't even wrap my head around hearing live music.
Right.
That it seems out of this world.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so exciting. Okay, so that's not this Sunday, people. That's next Sunday, Father's Day, June 20th.
Yeah.
And the drum circle's at 11 and spiritual warriors at 1, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And is that all indoors?
I believe it might all be indoors. I think it's weather permitting.
Okay.
I think the live band might be upstairs on the mezzanine outside.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because it'll be Father's Day that day, any fathers coming in with their kids or family are free admission.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Well, and sounds like it's going to be a great couple of days. If you can pop by on those days, folks, it sounds like it's going to be great. Any day that you pop by, you can also see the new exhibit, right? The Border X exhibit.
Yes.
And Rilla was telling me that a couple of her kids are very into skate and snow culture, so they they loved it.
Yeah.
And there are some really incredible skateboards that have been, well, I want to say painted, but some of it is more than paint. Some of it is like 3D,
Yeah.
like carved maybe.
Yeah.
They're incredible. They're right at the beginning of the exhibit, so
Yes.
definitely check those out. And that exhibit is running through the summer, right?
Yes, it'll run until the fall. And the skateboards that you see just right on the right side there, I believe, is part of a silent auction that the Indigenous Export Academy will be doing on the 21st online.
Awesome.
Yeah.
A great cause. Well, there's oh my goodness, Mike. I'm sorry, I promise I have a more professional office most days. Well, there's lots to see, lots to do at the SLCC these days. I was so delighted when I went in last weekend. I did in fact see Tylis and Maggie at the cafe,
Oh, nice.
as promised.
Yeah.
Because we had said go to the center and get a coffee from Tylis.
Yeah.
So I did in fact see both of them. I had the salmon chowder. It was
Oh, nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
So good. And I had a strawberry rhubarb Bannock donut,
Oh, nice.
which was just unreal.
I know we have Kia scones in there today.
Ooh.
So good.
So that's a dangerous place
Yeah.
to have right outside your office.
But it's so nice to have them open now.
Mhm.
Before, when I was here, we weren't open, so I didn't have any of the treats or the coffee.
Yeah. So you have to make up for lost time then.
Yeah. Sure.
I also bought a new mask when I was in there last weekend, and I've gotten so many compliments on it. It's got the it's one of the kind of black cotton ones, and it has loons printed on it. It's so beautiful. And so I've been, I got it at the SLCC.
Yeah, we sell it on masks quite a bit actually. So
I bet
you can.
So get one when you stop by, folks.
Yeah.
Well, we're almost done our session for the day. Before I let you go, Rilla, I do want to mention we have one more episode of Breaking Bannock this month with Victoria Saddleman, retail supervisor. That's not next Thursday because Jeanette didn't schedule herself properly. It's not next Thursday. It is the Thursday after. So that's Thursday, June 24th. Same time, same place. You'll find us live on the SLCC Facebook page. And by the way, thank you to the SLCC for letting me take over their Facebook page. It's very kind of them. So we'll be talking to Victoria. That'll be our last episode for now. I would love to talk to more members of the team in the fall. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll be back in the fall. But in the meantime, if you've missed any of our episodes, they are all available to watch on Facebook. So you can find them on the SLCC's Facebook page. If you missed my conversation with Allison, Moody, Tylis, or Maggie, they're all there. And I had a great time with everybody. So I'm really looking forward to chatting with Victoria. And then I did want to mention one other program, which is, of course, our community book club. For the month of June, we are reading Johnny Appleseed by Joshua Whitehead. It's such an awesome book. I'm really looking forward to reading it. No, I've already read it. To talking about it with whoever joins us. The conversation is on Wednesday, June 30th at 7 o'clock. And it's on Zoom still. We haven't moved back to in person, so you can really join us from anywhere. And anybody is welcome. If you want more details on that, your best bet is to visit the library's event calendar, whistlerlibrary.ca/events, and you'll find all of the details there. But we're really excited. In June, we always partner with the SLCC because we read an Indigenous author, and because Joshua Whitehead is also a Two-Spirit author, we are sort of wrapping pride into the beautiful package that is this book. And so we're also partnering with Alphabet Soup. I'm sorry about my cat. So anyways, it's going to be a great discussion. It's a great book, and it's actually not very long. So if you're worried about not finishing it before the 30th, you've got time, I promise. So that's going to be a great time as well. It sounds like visiting the SLCC on Father's Day is going to be the thing to do. So mark your calendars, everybody. Rilla, any last thoughts for our audience today?
I forgot to mention the cafe will have a special that day. So on Father's Day, come in, have lunch.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Rilla, thank you for chatting with me.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for dealing with our feline interruptions. Look at this guy. It's been a great pleasure chatting with you. And I will let you get on with your day. So let us say goodbye to our friends over on Facebook.
Math.
Bye, everybody.